College is literally in the next 2 days. But for those of you watching this, I'll probably have been back in college for about a week or two, depending on when I decide to put videos out. Sure, it's weird to absolutely fathom now that I've been off college since what? Mid-June, late June, whatever. I'm now coming back. So yeah, I will say it does kind of feel nice. It kind of feels odd. It feels like the summer went quick, but was also long, if that makes sense. But regardless, it's a weird feeling. So yeah, I'm just gonna be yapping about college and what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. From the looks of how things are going, I am pretty much off on a Friday. That's one thing I know. Just a reminder, obviously, for everyone watching, because of how big my course is, there's lots of people, there's 2 different groups, and we've recently got our timetables of our groups. So we've got the timetables of our classes, but then we also got an email of what groups we're in. All of my mates are in the other group. Because of all my mates are in the other group, apart from one fella who I do chat to a lot in college, it's a very weird situation because no one is like wanting to stay in group A, and that's my group. And group A have Fridays off. Group B have Wednesdays off, which would have been absolutely sick because I wouldn't have to worry about my driving lessons. Now yes, I say driving lesson because I have had my first driving lesson last Wednesday, earlier this Wednesday, yeah, and I have it next Wednesday before I go into college. A bit of an iffy one because if I was in group B, I would have been able to have the Wednesday off and not worry about having to go into college. In the car I'm driving, you know what? I've not killed anyone yet, and I've not broken down the car, so that's an A+ right there. In terms of my thoughts about the classes, right, so we're going back into the TV studio. So for those of you who don't know, basically it's where we do all the live shows, which I made a behind the scenes video of the setup for our live show. So we've got that TV studio back in session. We didn't have it last year because last year was heavily focused on doing the documentaries and the short film. We don't have any editing classes. We don't have any documentary classes. We don't have any classes to do with documentary, coming up with a film. Like if I was to compare last year's timetables to this year's timetables, it's completely different, but we still have some of the same lecturers. But like I said about the groups and everyone wanting to swap, turns out some people don't agree with the groups. And also the timetables, you know, I'm actually interested in how the classes are looking because we have a writing class, which is basically us doing the scripts. We come up with our idea on our own, we write the scripts, you take a vote as to whose script you want, you get your role, and boom. That's how you get your short films. And that's the same thing with the documentaries. You come up with an idea about something, and then you go with that, get your role, and boom, you're with that group of people until you finish the documentary. We don't have like our sound class for us to like learn about sound. We don't have our editing class, our visual effects class, and like we've lost some of those classes where it seems we're back into like the heavy lectures, but we're still going on with the TV studio, with the live shows, which also is one of those, you come up with your idea and everyone rolls with it. Now I'm not one to disagree with the groups or anything. Obviously the only downfall of the whole group and timetables is that everyone, and I mean about 5-6 people, have been putting messages into the college group chat basically saying that they want to switch over to the other group because everyone in group B, well, you know, they're the people you kind of would rather work with. Everyone in group A, you know, you look at the names and like, you don't really work with that person. In my opinion, from what I've worked with, basically everyone in group B I've worked with and they're very good people to work with. Whereas group A, I kind of worked with a few people in group A, but I'd rather work with some of the people in group B. You figure out who you'd rather work with and you know who's good at this certain job when it comes to doing a documentary or short film. Who would you rather have as a cameraman, your AD, your director, producer, your editor, all that sort of stuff. Group B basically has everyone under the sun. If you just look at those names, you know, I could have them as a director, I'd love them as a cameraman, you know, whatever. Like that's just how it goes. I don't really mind it too much since I get 3 days on a weekend. I get Friday, Saturday and Sunday, so that's easy. But I'm assuming that's just because there's a lot of planning ahead and two, the timetables aren't there, going to change anyway, so there's no point on literally switching groups if the timetables and the classes are basically the same. But it was shown in the timetables that some classes were only like an hour and then you'd be off, because basically it looks to be that one of the classes, I think it was group A, that they had a class on a Friday. This was before the groups went out. There was a class on a Friday for 1 hour and then you got to go home. We would be in at like 10, I think it was, go until 11 and then we'd have the rest of the day off. I'm not arguing about this, although it seems like I'm just venting what's been, like how things are going, like knowing that I'm back in college. And I am kind of pumped to be going back into college because I get to see all my mates again that I haven't seen since the start of the summer. So I haven't seen everyone at all since when I left college the day of my exam. It's going to be nice to see everyone I have seen that some people have left, because I've seen and I've calculated there's about 27, 28 people left in the course. When we started off in first year, there was about 40 plus people. So a good amount of people have left. Some people just haven't turned up. Some people you think, why are you even back in college? Despite the amount of times you said you hate the course or whatever, like whatever it is. From the looks of things, I'm not going to argue with the timetable, the group, or anything about that, because like although the groups could have been doing a little bit better, I'm just going to say, throw my hand up, the way they were organised, the fact that people are arguing about wanting to switch over groups, it seems to be that still is not good at being handled. Like although this is a 4-year course, I'm going into my final year of college, it is fingers crossed that this is a promising end to my college life. Since 4 years is literally going into my 4th year and having finished 3rd year, which was a good year since I got to do what I wanted to do, which was edit the short film and the documentary, which have both since been screened in festivals up and out the IMC in Dundalk. They've been screened multiple times during the summer as to what I've heard. So we've got awards for the documentary. We got nominated for the Louth International Film Festival. We got nominated for that. And the short film, that is just part of a large selection of films that done very well, and because it's 3rd year films and because of the summer with all the film festivals going on, a lot of films were being screened, and it turned out that my short film with the group, as long as all the other groups' short films, were being screened up in the IMC. You would think that me being wanting to go and see my films that I would want to do it, but no. I didn't want to bother me fucking arse going to the film festivals, because I'm not that interested in going to the film festivals. Like I'll do the whole process of going through the film, I'll make the film, I'll edit the film, I'll put it out, I'll finish it, and that's it. I'll go and watch it on the big screen and just see, that is my whole group's piece of work. Holy shit, this feels weird, because I will say it did feel odd, but at the same time kind of like, holy shit, this is actually happening, because I can't remember if I said it in a past video, but yeah, when we finished our short film, it got screened in the IMC along with all the other short films, and I was there with Liam, and for the first time I saw a piece that I put together on the big screen in front of just over 100 people, and I still can't really get that image out of my head, because it's just weird just knowing that that's where this course takes us. It's taking us from being lovers of films, a few years later you're watching your own film up in a cinema with hundreds of people watching it, and there's a chance that you could win an award. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. And so yeah, that kind of led us into the summer, and I've kind of been ignoring, ignoring everything that's been going on with college. Like I passed my exam, so that's good. I think I did actually decent in that exam, and everything else I got good marks. It feels weird now going in on Monday. I'm going to be seeing everyone again. I've probably said this in last year's video about going back in to college. It just feels weird this year in particular. I don't exactly know why, but I think it's just because you're out of college for like 4 or 5 months, and like you're in June, like depending on when you do your exam, you're out of college in like mid-May, early June, and you're not back in college till mid-September. All the schools, all secondary schools, all primary schools have been back in session for the past like 2-3 weeks, and then I'm just sat there like, I'm waking up at like 10:30, maybe 9:30 sometimes, knowing that people are sat in school and I'm still yet to go into college, and that has given me time to do my own shit of, you know, catching up on what new films are coming out. It'll be nice to see everyone. It'll be nice to see the lads. Like no one's gonna look different. Like literally no one looks different after like 4 or 5 months, unless like you literally do something with your life that completely changes you. But yeah, using all of this summer to kind of focus on myself, go out, go to games, like chill out with the lads, try and get a job if I could, considering I did manage to somehow get a job. Then after 3 weeks I got let go. It does feel weird not being in the job world anymore and being in college, like going back into college. It definitely does feel weird not having a stable job anymore. I have been trying to apply for jobs on Indeed, but literally no one likes me. It does seem like no one likes me. I am like trying to look for just random stuff. It's like anything that can work for the weekend. But whilst in the midst of all that, like I said on my TikTok page, that I did pass my driving theory test and I've done my first lesson on Wednesday. It's good to get into this before college. I thought I would be able to get like 2-3 lessons down before college. Unfortunately it wasn't, but I have been out on the road with my mum a lot in the car, and yeah, have given a few frights. And I know I probably did mention this earlier on, a lot has happened this summer. Yeah, so with the classes being different, and it does also seem like we don't have as much classes, because it seems a lot of times where, from what I remember vividly about the timetables, I'm in at 9 Monday and Tuesday and I'm off at 1. Wednesday not until 2, but I'm off at 5. Thursday, can't really remember. I think that's like our only proper day in college. Friday off. And that's how it is. And then group B is whatever it is, but everyone apparently wants to go into group B. But I'm not one to argue, like I don't mind staying in group A, despite the fact that everyone I chat to, like everyone I'm friends with and I chat to, is in group B whilst I'm sat here in group A. I don't really care a bit too much, because like I just like putting my head down sometimes, because that was kind of me during third year. I wasn't interacting with the lads as much. It's because I like being alone sometimes, considering I'm literally home alone again, although it is literally Saturday. Peter's at work and my dad's gone to collect me ma, but he's going to be gone for about 2 hours. Back in college on Monday. Back to reality. It's a weird one. I thought I'd be getting back to reality in terms of finding a job, but you know, hasn't exactly worked in my favour. But to be honest, it's part of life actually. It's part of life. You try and get a job, but it doesn't work out. And so, getting back into college, all the money is going to go down the fucking drain. It's a weird one. All my money's going to absolutely pop off. Paying 50 quid every week for the lessons, and also 40 quid every week for the Matthews bus. It's about 100 quid. And then speaking of any fucking subscriptions that I have, back to education. I'm going to miss the freedom of getting up and having absolutely, oh god. I guess I'll see you guys next week. So, see you.